Oh dear. We're already off to some dark shit. I hope that the caps are picking this up. Okay, we're back. Scream anew, you almighty doomed, and welcome back to the Four-Faced Oracle of Morkborg's actual play. I am your Four-Faced Oracle for tonight, Fleet Dietrich, and we have the honor of being hosted at the Lost Caravan RPG. Thank you so much for coming in tonight. Now, let's get down to business. You're all here to see the Consort crawl. Before I can get started to introduce these beautiful people, I have to make a few announcements. We have some upcoming games. On the 19th, you can come back to this channel and see Simbarome. On the 21st, Alien, hosted by Meg. On the 22nd, Pathfinder 2E, A Turkey Feast. On the 26th, we're playing Witch, Fated Soul. On the 27th, we are playing Lancer, Mech Romancers. 28th, Fredbear. 29th, Through the Breach. And you'll have just noticed, if you want to ever join one of these amazing games, Lost Caravan RPG has just opened their beautiful, incredible, amazing round of applications for cast for December. Go find them, join the Discord. We talk about a lot of cool stuff, a lot of pets, a lot of doom and gloom, a lot of joy. So that's number one. We have two sponsors tonight. We have Epidemic Sound, who you hear in the background and who you heard coming into this amazing game. With our special sweet little code, you can get 30 days free. Epidemic Sound. Never get blasted by copyright infringement. Just get blasted by your family and your friends for Thanksgiving. Or blasted by someone you don't know. I'm not going to shame. And then we have Hero Forge. Hero Forge is going to be, yes, watch me just forget what Hero Forge is for a minute. Hero Forge is a figurine wonderland where you can design and create your own figurines all from scratch for all your home game and table game needs. They make little tokens for your Roll20 games. They work with Foundry. It's fantastic. You also get stuff. Hooray. Those are our two sponsors for today. Sponsors, don't sue me. I'm not Hoop. I do what I can. And
you did great.
Thank you so much. I really needed to hear that. Oh, this act's stressful. Now to the fun stuff. I would love for our beautiful, beautiful cast to go around the table and introduce themselves and give a bit about who they might be playing tonight in the Consort Crawl. Let's start with the wonderful person to my right. Sir Heckalot, tell us who you are.
All right, hey everybody, it's me, Sir Hecklot. Tonight I am playing the one and only Graft, Dr. Graft, who is the Ardent Doctor. And we're gonna see what she gets up to with all these wonderful consorts around.
And as a heads up, if you don't know what the Ardent Doctor is, that's because it is something I made up for Morktober. So if you are interested in taking a look at Ardent Doctor for yourself, you can find it on my Twitter. However, that's why if you're like, what? I love Morkborg and I've never heard of that. That's why I haven't heard of it. Thank you. Anything else, Heck?
That's all.
That's all. All right, let's move on to Farah.
Hello, friends. I'm Farah, and I am tonight playing Alton Almas, a disgraced cousin of our dear, glorious ruler. And I am going to get my family's honor back, or at least my portion of the money.
God. Well, fantastic, all, and welcome to the table. Now over to Galiza, who it looks like is frozen in the... Oh, no, you were just holding still for a really long time. That was really impressive.
I am a hermit, and I do hold still really easily. Hi, I'm Glyza. I go by they, them. I am a person of many hats. I am a podcast host, a writer, variety streamer, a talk show host, and a TTRPG personality. Today, I will be playing the esoteric hermit named Harmug. I hope I pronounced that right. You know what? It's my name. It's however I pronounce it. It's Harmug. And they're an esoteric hermit, and I am going to try to play with this hood completely on. So if I somehow look like this at some point, I'm just being in character.
Incredible. And let's bring it around town with Candace.
Hi, everyone. My name is Candace. Oh, no. Am I? No, I'm good.
You're
Zoom
good.
is like, you're muted. I'm like, anyway. My name is Candace, also known as Candace Magnificent. My pronouns are they, she. Tonight, I'm going to be playing Queen Phaestra, 400 years young, starved, gaunt, pale tan skin, the love of my people, mediocre and not enough. I'm here to try to take home as much power and fear as I can.
Incredible. And where is here? Here is going to be Kergus, in Svealand, upon the icy cliffs. High up the black obsidian spire, there rests a pure white, crystalline kingdom, almost a shell, in this heart of the dark mountain. As we enter, we see beautiful marble, curved and decorated, bits of sparkling icicles delicately draping from almost stained glass windows, arched doors, a winter wonderland. And the sound of dancing and music from within the well-lit, beautiful, gray obelisk home of the Blood Countess Anthelia. And before we get started tonight, I would love, as always at the top, a survey in chat. Who do we think is going to die first? Give it to me, folks. Who do we think is going to kick it first? Maybe it'll happen. Maybe we'll get lucky. And whoever has the most death toll right now for guessing, congratulations. You're doing great. And as a reminder for what we are working with, we are in Mork, Dark Fortress, the end of the world, a medieval world, an apocalypse, foretold by the four-headed, two-faced basilisk. Verhu speaks prophetic truths, and each has come true in their turn. Verhu has predicted the end of the world, and we are 10 months away. Only 10 months until certain doom. And until then, the beautiful Blood Countess has invited each and every single one of you to her domain for help. Let's go back to this. You all arrive and are ushered into a small antechamber filled with beautiful, almost spiraling white furniture, ragged cushions laid upon it. They have seen a lot of wear and tear. Incredible. They all survive. Sorry, it's a very funny survey. Bold to think they all won't die. And before you see what appears to be a woman, small, slight, and beautiful, almost as if carved from ice. Anthelia is around 5'2". Her long muted golden sleeve, almost as if color has been drained from it, tight against her body. Her bodice cinched, long skirts billowing to her feet. The vitiligo is bold on her dark skin, almost like ice encroaching, as is her domain. Her afro is large and tightly curled, almost icicle and stars sparkling within. Almost, she looks bird-like. And she looks up as you enter. What do each of you look like as you approach? Let's start with the first to arrive, or who would already be there. Her relative, Queen Phaestra. Can you give us a nice little introduction?
I imagine I'm lounging to the right of the queen. I am awkwardly tall, like 6'2", 6'3", not like super tall, but also not short. I have long, kinky, curly hair that kind of goes down my back with a big white streak in the front. I have very gaunt, long kind of features, long limbs, long fingers, very gangly, and despite my obvious kind of black appearance, I have very pallid like skin, almost as if I haven't seen the light of day in some time. Nails are way too long, like way too long. I have a kind of janky silver crown on my head that has no embellishments. It's just a plain kind of band, far from the beauty and sparkle of my cousin. And I've got a very alluring smile, but one that can't ever be confused as nice. I'm kind of just staring at her.
You see her hands are shaking as she folds a letter in front of her, and you see a tear drop down her face as she turns almost to hide it and brushes it away. Is it just me, or is it quite cold in here?
I mean, yes, darling, it is quite cold, but I assumed that was your doing.
It's not my fault. And again, she begins to cry again. You know how easy it is to make your cousin cry. And she stands and drifts to the window, much like the Shaw quote. She knows how beautiful she is, and almost drapes herself upon it to look out. As she continues, "Oh, cousin, just lend me a bit more warmth so I can make it through the masquerade, please. And then all the troubles will be over, and I can reward you in kind."
Always a drama with you. Always. And I kind of like wave my hands in her direction, haphazardly, trying to kind of send it. Mm-hmm.
She flutters to you and takes your hand, and it's almost as if you can see your fingers begin to shrivel and grow old. But of course, and pale, so pale. And you watch almost as her cheeks start to flush as it almost sinks into her body, and she sighs with a shudder, and you can feel her tight grip, and she releases you, and you watch as your hands waver in and out, still older than the rest of your body. You're going to need more blood for that one. She sighs, a rosy glow in her cheeks immediately diminishing as she returns to stand by the window, holding herself, trying not to shake. "Thank you, my dear. It's just so cold."
Anything to keep you young and beautiful.
I'm not, am I? Really? Young and beautiful?
Ugh, ham fund! I need wine, I need ale, I need something, please. Please, I cannot.
You hear the sound of from outside, and you realize it is the slap of feet. It's skidding by the door, and as the door flies open, you see Sweet Ham. Will you describe Ham for us?
Ham is a very masculine looking person, trans mask. Has a very kind of nervous stature. Is constantly being summoned by me for nonsense because I can. And has like kind of this mop of like thick, kind of coarse brown hair that hangs kind of in his eyes, almost like a Bieber cut, like from back in the day, with a little bit of a like again, very like nervous movements, like very kind of adroit and quick, but also extremely clumsy.
Yeah,
Feet are way too big.
Yeah, you could hear the slap of his feet. He jerks into the room, thrusting open. You see he's in one hand he's holding a filthy glass of what you can only assume to be wine from the vinegar smell emanating from within, and a large sword clutched under his arm in the other as he thrusts it out to you. "Milady." And he looks over, you watch as his eyes turn to Anthelia, and he sighs.
Hey, I'm right here.
"Yes,
I'm
your
all,
eminence,
I'm all you need.
your beautifulness, your gloriousness, your elegancy."
Yes, yes. Give me that. I should have already had it.
Of course, my queen.
Excuse yourself. Bow to the queen on your way out.
"Oh, cousin, please. It's the Blood Countess. You're the queen here."
The Blood Countess, excuse me.
And he's going to turn, almost like eyes alight, and he's going to bow, and it is just way too low. Almost whisking the sword up so his cape flips over and flips over his head as he jerks to a upwards angle. All of this is then seen by Alton. You sail in. And close in step is a doctor by your side. Alton, what do you look like?
Quite opposite to my cousin. I am tanned with dark,
Cousins.
short cropped hair, dark makeup. I want to say silk, but there's no silk here, but I do my best. And I step in the room and I bow to my esteemed cousin and her guest. It's a pleasure to see you again, my dear.
Tin, and she turns and she flies towards you and embraces you. It's wonderful to see you. You look radiant. You're so young.
Why, thank you.
Tin, you must know our cousin. And she turns to Phaestra. We are all of the luck related by blood.
I look Phaestra up and down as I curtsy again. A pleasure, as always.
Indeed, young one. Pleasure.
Look at us. 3 witches, three sisters. The maiden, the mother, and she looks over at Phaestra.
The queen!
Queen, yes, of course.
Hmm.
And you
I'm
see
sure
that
that's what you were going to say.
you know my mind better than I do, my sweet. And as she says that, she turns and looks around the corner, looks behind you. We are expecting 2 more after all. And as she says that, who should walk in but the doctor? Dr. Graff, what do you look like?
Yeah, I mean, right on time. The doctor walks in and is kind of the middle ground between the very tall queen and the very short countess, kind of like 5'7", 5'8", probably, and has a completely shaved head, um, and is wearing kind of the dressier version of what would be kind of a doctor's coat, but is styled more to be like a robe that you would wear to an occasion, has a hood as well, but is currently down, so you can see her completely shaved head. She is wearing under that cloak, almost like what you would expect some type of plague doctor to wear, just kind of really dark clothing. And is accompanied by 3 capuchin monkeys that are currently just kind of wandering around, and she claps with them and it's like, come on, no, we're going this way. Absent, this way. Belfort, no, Sin, don't touch that. And just they're not paying attention to her at all. But it's like wrangling cats. But
Wrangling monkeys.
diverts her attention to those in the court.
Where the fuck did you get monkey? No, you know what? We're asking that in character. Queen Athelia turns. I've never seen anything like that before. Where did you get such creatures? Explain to us where you got the monkeys.
Well, actually, I think they probably found her. Um, so, just in her various journeys, going from just region to region, trying to learn every type of new medical procedure, any new science out there, whether it is more of a hoax or not. She's just kind of learning, and I imagine it's somewhere like you wouldn't even really expect to find capuchins, like some like urban type place, and they just kind of found her, and I've just been following her, and she doesn't really know what to do with them.
Do they do any tricks? Oh, please tell me they do tricks. I would delight in that.
I mean, if they want to, sometimes they cooperate. So I've seen them juggle before, but it's a little hit or miss if that actually happens.
Well, do make them perform later. I'd be so disappointed if there were monkeys here without entertainment. Make them
Absolutely.
perform.
Absolutely.
Thank you. I'm thrilled to hear that. And she turns and flutters to her desk. How far have you traveled, Dr. Graft? Please. Oh, and these are my cousins, Elton and Phaestra.
It's a pleasure to meet all of you. It's I can't even count the miles at this point. It's definitely gone into the triple digits at this point.
Oh goodness, that sounds like quite the journey. And I must tell you, I have invited you here because I've heard of your proclivity for interesting medicine, and I thought it would be quite useful in the task I prepared for you all.
Oh, I'm very glad that my reputation has preceded me then. It's an honor to be here as well.
Yes, it is true. You can harm as you heal, correct? That you can tell when someone's about to be harmed.
I have a sense for it.
How good of a sense?
I'd say a little more inhuman.
Oh, you're in fabulous company then. I will leave you to the care of my cousins. I so cold. And she turns and walks over to pull a thick fur robe around her as she seems to grow even paler. And she leaves you three alone. As she moves to the corner. And as you do, Harmug, the person who has been voted by far the person who will die first. Or you
Glyza
are
voted for
winning.
Harmug. Glyza voted for Harmug.
Yes.
I spent all 400 of my points.
Oh my
I
god, that was you.
I am gonna spend 20 more to make sure of my lead. Harmug is standing in a corner, quietly watching all of this happening, and they're just standing there. They're not that tall, 5'4", tall end of average for most Asian people. Don't you ever forget it. And they're quiet. They have a black hood on, and it's a nice black coat to keep them warm. Their lips are red, their skin white, or as white as they can be, just because of the cold. And they're quiet, and they look under the hood.
And Thalia stops when she sees you. Oh, I didn't realize you'd be so beautiful.
A lot of people don't really think that when they first hear about me. But yes. Would you like a necklace?
A necklace? Are they beautiful?
They are beautiful to me. And they do pull out like a very pretty necklace, but it's made out of teeth. And I think they will look lovely on you.
You see that Anthelia blushes, but it's almost as if the color drains into their face, as if the color surfaces like a shark and swims back down to the deep. And she holds out her hands. Would you kindly put it on me?
I would love to. But it is a necklace after all. So if you don't mind, turning around would be. And
Anthelia casts a look at Elton and Phaestra like, are you seeing this?
and then
Seeing?
and then with a nice swoop, Harmug like puts on this very nice it has a silver chain, has three sort of like canines, and
Gotcha.
one molar as the middle, and it's a very pretty necklace made of teeth.
She loves it. Her eyes are starry. Actually, can you roll me a presence test? You may make that a. Let me grab
I
my little.
sure can.
Yeah, so it's just kind of like a charming thing, right? So can
17.
you? Hell yeah. Yeah, that DR is going to be nice and low for you because you have listed that you are beautiful. She's just fluttering her eyes. She can't seem to look away from you. When you bring your hands up to her neck, she reaches them up to just gently graze your fingertips. It's a light. You could tell there is a spark of interest. Thank you. It's
You're welcome.
lovely.
You're welcome.
I would go ahead.
I was called here to look at other people, is that correct?
Yes. Now that you're all here, we may begin. And she sails to the back of her desk. She moves almost as if gliding. And she sits and stops and turns to Phaestra and Alton. Is the necklace not becoming on me?
It's beautiful, cousin. Why, I didn't think you could get more beautiful, but clearly I was wrong.
Alton, you are too kind. Phaestra, compliment me.
What Festra said, so beautiful. The teeth really bring out your teeth.
And she smiles wide, and her teeth are pearly white. And she smiles. Well, please, all of you, gather to the front of my study, and we may discuss what you've been brought here tonight for. As all of you know, I must pick a consort. The last one I had tragically died in a horrific, fiery incident. And so did the one before them. Well, no, that one wasn't really fiery in a different way, I should say, but we don't have much time left, only 10 months. I don't want to be alone. It's just so tiring to be alone. I need you all to go and judge the consorts who will be at my masquerade today, and make sure that they are good of heart, a good partner, kind, beautiful, handsome, delicate of manner, funny, witty, a little brutish, perhaps. Normally I would take this task on myself, but I just received a disturbing letter this morning. And she reaches down and she takes out what appears to be someone's tongue and slams it onto her desk, blood splattering on the papers. She brings her hand up and licks some of the blood away, and you watch as the color almost fades from her fingertips as she holds it, and she gives almost a shudder as the blood sinks into her skin, rosying her for a moment before fading.
Who is the
Someone
lucky
just-
messenger?
Oh, that was the message.
Just
It
the
was
tongue.
tied. It was tied to a bird's leg.
I'd love to know who the sender is. Such style.
It's quite entrancing, yes. But I'm also concerned. Do you think they mean it? Do you think someone could care to harm me tonight? To try and get close to me only to take me out and take my kingdom?
I would disagree. Having only met all of you in like 5 minutes, I feel like this is just the kind of thing that was meant to draw your attention in a good sense, in a good way. I think it's a romantic gesture of sorts. Is it
I agree.
romantic for me? It's not teeth, but it's close enough, I suppose.
I quite
And
agree. I think it's very sexy.
And I would think that normally as well. But... And she quiets. Someone has been cutting out the tongues of all of my servants this past week. And last night someone tried to cut out my tongue in the dark.
Oh.
If it was just your servants, I'd say perhaps someone wants to make sure that they know their betters. But if you're getting your tongue cut out in the middle of the night, that does sound rather unpleasant.
I
Less
dealt with it.
romantic.
Yes, quite. It was disturbing. I tried to get an answer out of them, but unfortunately, I was so taken aback that they didn't have time to tell me before they were incapable of doing so. I'm just a small, delicate thing, of course. I'm not built for war. I'm built for love. And color and joy and entertainment and life and blood and... It's so cold. Cousin, do you have a pair of gloves?
I like look all over. I'm patting. I don't, but I suppose I can give you one of these. And I take off like one of my many silk scarves. I have like a bunch kind of just hanging all over me. and just kind of throw it in her direction.
He
As you
takes it.
begin
What?
to
Good.
as you begin to throw, I pull a pair of elbow-length gloves out of my belt and graciously hand them over.
Just one up Phaestra? Holy shit! Anthelia looks at Alton, glances over at Phaestra. I'm so glad you came to court, dear. I have a feeling you and I will be fast friends.
Oh, I hope
And
so.
she reaches out. I do so love new company. And she's going to take both of the gifts. What color are they?
The gloves were probably once white. They're not
One's
white anymore.
They're like a dirty. Yeah. It's the apocalypse. Phaestra?
The scarf is like a navy blue with silver threads going through it.
As she begins to put them on, the color leaches into her skin. And you see her surge, almost taking it in as if drinking it. Thank you. And she returns the scarf and the gloves to you. That's much better. Now, tonight, go, mingle, pretend that you are here to celebrate my choosing of a consort for the end of the world, the final consort. Let them crawl on their knees to you. Let them prove their love in different ways that you can devise and learn the truth. Who is the one that is trying to kill me? Who should I choose? Advise me, be my friend. That is what I need in this court of liars and thieves. It's so hard to be a woman, ruling a country, surrounded by barbarians. She turns her head to the side, letting her mouth part a little bit so that Harmug can see her teeth. And then turning back delicately and making sure that Graf can see their, like, bone structure. It's very calculated. She sighs. Tonight is the ball. Select an outfit and go walk among them. You may kill whomever you find to be the betrayer. I urge you to. In fact, she turns and she takes out 4 beautiful roses and pushes them towards you. These roses will aid you, and they are a beautiful pale white, almost icy. These are the roses of winter, a very rare, nearly extinct blood red, in this case, bright white thorny flower. It's not an actual rose. A single petal completely numbs whoever eats it to pain for a few minutes. Damage is received normally, but the wearer can't be killed or broken during the flower's effects. So if you consume a petal, people cannot kill you. Or, ooh, someone gave me a fate point. Thank
Oh,
you,
no.
Kirk.
No.
Oh, I like that. Thank you
How
so
dare you.
much. Thank you so much.
Oh no.
Yeah, so you can take a ton of damage, but you can't be killed unless the flower's effect wears off, and then you will die. So
How many petals are there in the rose, by the way? Out of
there is
curiosity.
1 petal left on each.
Oh.
So it's just the petal. All right.
It's just a petal. I love
Just
that.
So
it's just a stick
it's
with a
inset-
petal.
It's inset in glass. So it's
I
almost
see.
as if it's yeah. It's inset in glass. 1 petal on a little stick.
Petal on a little stick.
It's like really small
Very
cotton
romantic.
candy. Very romantic.
In any case, I assure you, we will get to the bottom of this, and in no way will we allow any ne'er-do-well like this to leave a blemish on this kingdom or yourself.
I
You see a tear track down her cheek.
I
I
do
do-
have
Mhm.
I do have one request.
Yes, anything.
May I keep the teeth?
The teeth of whoever you kill? As long as they deserve it, yes.
All right. Well, thank you.
Or you let me deal with them first, and I can give you the teeth after.
I would absolutely appreciate that.
I do so love having friends in the castle. Now, and she gives a little clap. In return for this, I will give you enough gold to live out your days however you wish on this earth. And by Veru's blessing, we all see the end of the night. Now, do you have any questions for me? Anything I can do to aid you?
Do you know how many are coming?
There are many, but the rumor is that there are 4 whom are truly earnest for my hand, 4 frontrunners. Royer? Hold on, let me get my little text. Rojer. Royer from Galgenbeck. A true believer, virtuous in the ways of Verhu and his prophecies. A servant of Josilfa, the head priestess and ruler. I have heard that he is quite devout. Perhaps devotion would be a good thing in a lover. But I don't want to be loved more than I want to be loved more than a god, not less than. It's quite a lot to think about. And then next would be Godswick. Let me get the map. Godswick is a bit, I've heard, of a beast from the Valley of the Unfortunate Dead. Very good with animals. Perhaps he can help you with your monkeys, she says to Graft.
Brilliant idea.
You're too kind. Yelvek. Yelvek is a sensitive soul from the city of Grift. Kind, delicate, they are a poet, a botanist. I've heard that they quite love a song, an artist. But I've had so many artists. They've done me well, though, not to say no, but perhaps I could use someone like Lalai. Lalai is the final. They are from... And this is strange. They say they are from the Bergen Crypt. The Bergen Crypt is a tomb-like place. They are a warlord there. Brush she is, and brave and strong and brutal. Those are the 4 frontrunners.
Do you have a favorite amongst them, my lady?
It comes and changes as the wind. I could not so much land on one as I were to be a bee landing in a field of flowers. But I would take your advice.
Have you already compared them against your exhaustive list of requirements?
For the end of the world, I will do away with requirements. For the end of the world, I want someone who can see into my soul and know what I want. I want someone who will be worshipful to me and who will hold my hand at the end.
A simple-minded psychic. Thank you, cousin. That's helpful.
You see her start to cry again. You are so unkind to me, Fistra.
No!
You hurt me and you wound me with your words. And you watch as her hands curl into the table as color begins to leach. And you see her teeth begin to grit. You make me wonder why I keep you around, Phaestra. You make me wonder.
Oh, my dear cousin. I'm sure she didn't mean anything by it. I mean, perhaps she is jealous of your beauty.
My love, I just want to
So
get this
many
right.
opportunities.
That's all. You deserve only the best, and the best is what you shall have.
And I would love you to roll a presence check to calm her down. I let either of you go with a re-roll for advantage because one of you is helping the other.
First roll of the night.
Second roll of the night.
Second roll.
Second roll.
Oh, look at that dice. That dice is pretty.
Oh, no. That was the wrong one.
That's toughness.
Sorry.
All good.
13.
That's solid, right?
Calm. That's solid. You see her calm and sigh. She's cast her look, glance askance. We have so little time left. I do not want to bicker, and she holds out her hands to both of you, Alton and Phaestra.
I take it. My entire hand like wraps around hers. It's like tiny in my giant, like spindly hand. And
somehow, yeah, go ahead.
I try to like give her a little more of that power that she took from me earlier. I try to like press it into her so she is calmed.
You watch your hand wither a little more past the first knuckle bone to the second. And you see her shudder for a moment and sigh as she takes it in. And her hands are like a cage around both of yours. They are small. You can feel the delicate bones beneath, but the grasp is iron. And
Graf just kind of looks over to Harmog like, that was real close.
Yeah.
Just
I was
exchanges
gonna-
glances.
Just like if you looked, if this would be the time where Harmug would go, and then just like, no, 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 no,
no, no, no, no, no.
no, 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 no.
And we're closed. And we're closed. I'm sorry, we're not serving food today. The food truck's closed. We're shuttered.
No teeth for anyone here.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. So she releases your hands, and you hear the music again distant. The party should be starting soon. Please pick your outfits for the evening. It's a masked ball. And if there's anyone I haven't considered for a consort, please let me know. I just want to be warm again. That's all I want.
You will be by the end of the night, my dear.
Thank you. It's so cold. And you hear a throat clear, and you realize Ham has not left. Hamburg is in the corner of the room watching all of this, holding on to the sword. And you can actually, you only realize he's here because he has bumped into a vase on his way over to the door to try and sneak out. And he has caught it with one hand and stops and looks over at all of you.
I look at him and I just like let out a hiss. Careful with that.
Begging your pardon, Enchantress, begging your pardon. And he's going to stumble over himself and trip going to the door. His cape flies up again as his little bum lifts into the air, and he crawls on all floors out the door and shuts it behind him.
Ugh, it's so hard to get good service. 400
There's
years.
a horse
the
out
best.
here! You hear.
Yes, Barbister, the incredible horse. He accompanied me. Don't worry, my lady. He'll be dressed for the occasion as well.
Hopefully he'll be in attendance then.
Of course.
I do
Is he
love a
house
good-
trained?
I would suggest you don't ask him that. He'll be very cross.
You hear a ow from outside. It bit me! You hear another
Does it?
ow again.
He sounds delightful.
Oh, he is. It would be my pleasure to introduce you, my queen.
Please, a little bit later. I should love to see what the fuss is about.
As you say that, does anybody have any final questions for Blood Countess Anthelia? All right. You are all whisked away by servants, gaunt and thin and pale and getting paler. Everything seems to almost be drained a little of its color in small places, splotchy and yet not. And they guide you towards an immense warehouse of clothes. Some of them paler than the others, nothing bright. Everything in dull, dull ashen shades.
Harmug would open their cloak, and underneath their cloak, they'll pull out a tiny, vicious dog. And it's like, you have been very good this entire time. And like puts them on the ground a little bit. This is a Chihuahua. If nobody has ever seen a Chihuahua, this is a very
That's right.
tiny, vicious yap of a dog.
It's
And
It's shaking right now.
it's shaking right now.
Bug
I
eye.
love it. Big bug eyes. Very much just like, that's what it's doing right now. And I'm like, you've been very good. I'm gonna go look for I would then start looking for outfits. But in the end, I would wear the same looking outfit as I am wearing right now, but richer. It looks exactly the same, but the cloth is thicker and richer.
It's nicer. You can all find exactly what you're looking for. It's a lot of clothes in a lot of different sizes.
My
Sometimes it
Chihuahua, is also dressed up like a little dragon now. That is
That's
what
really
I am.
cute. And
That
all
is
the
me.
clothes smell faintly of blood. And a little bit of and there's some dust on them that doesn't seem to be of setting nature. It's a little too grainy for that, a little too permeated. Dr. Grapp, you would recognize that as bone dust.
Mm-hmm. Nothing new for her. She's like, oh, okay, it's here too. All right.
It smells like home.
Bone is just another form of teeth.
True.
Okay. We'll have that conversation. I'll send you a Twitter conversation later if Twitter's still around. Because there's a debate on this one. What else did you guys what else is everyone wearing? Tell me your clothing options before we begin this night of horror.
Queen Phaestra has like a long, like Morticia Adams looking gown on. That's
Good.
it's like a black velvet, but it's really, really dirty. And she has like multiple scarves kind of like piled on to take away from how terrible it is, kind of hanging. She has like a little belt around her waist. She's wearing her crown with like a long kind of veil over it, just trying to like drape herself into fanciness with this absolutely atrocious outfit she's got on.
It is of bad taste.
Yeah, her boobs are kind of like Yzma's, like kind of like low, you know.
They're low hanging.
Yeah,
They're
but
like
they're like
Sylvia Plath's plums.
yeah,
Growing on the vine, kinda. They're
Yeah.
falling off.
yeah, but like in a cute way, you know.
Cute. Yzma been making it hot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That
That's
is the
exactly
goal. That is a mood.
I love it.
So
I love it. Graft probably like opts for red. It seems to be like
There's
her kind of
no colors.
no colors, but I
Reminder,
mean just like
everything
the
is
face.
muted.
Yeah, it's just like okay. I wasn't sure if like you could still like differentiate between the two or not, but for some reason I immediately imagined a dress with like a pretty high leg slit. I don't
Sounds
know
real
why.
sexy.
But probably gonna opt for that.
Okay.
And some heels. And yeah, keep that kind of demure, but still if you're looking for something, there's some fun.
Cool. Alton.
Well, it's almost like the color of storm clouds. A deep V in the front, and almost a princess wedding gown at the bottom. It's not quite lace because moths have eaten it, but it sparkles with the bone dust just a little bit.
Beautiful. You all are led back out in your new outfits. Down into no grand entrances for you. Unfortunately, you are here to observe. You are here to not make a fuss. However, Anthelia appears at the top of the stairs in this milling area. And as you look around, you've seen Anthelia. Some of you look at Anthelia's entrance, some of you look around. And let's get some music in here. The white is crystalline in the light of the moon, the blood red moon that casts almost a horror mockery hollow of color across the floor. You see large brutes from the waist, dressed in ragged finery, large pierced armor gleaming as bright as it can be as all heads turn to look as Anthelia enters. You see that she is in a cape that flows down, being held by some servants. And she smiles peacefully and sweetly as she glides down, each step mincing and quiet, and you can almost hear everyone take in a breath. And she glides through, and immediately you watch as a large woman intercepts her. She is perhaps 7 feet tall, dressed in hides and metal scraps twisted. She gives a stiff bow, as if not used to such a scene, and you see that she also has bones dangling from her cape to clatter, and she takes Anthelia's hand and sweeps her into a dance. And everyone whispers, "Lalai, it's Lalai. It's Lalai. The Bergen Crypt." Anthelia allows herself to be swept away, almost swooning at this tall, brutish woman. Her long mane of red hair falling unbound down her back. And they move. What would you all like to do?
Harmug is enchanted, entranced by the big, tall woman, as is normal for them, and is just staring and just like cuddling the dog, and it's just like, they're very beautiful. My small ambitious dog.
He certainly knows how to make the first move.
I think I like that. I mean, I think I like that for our queen. Exactly, for the queen.
You watch as someone turns a small, gaunt man and taps this ferocious woman on the shoulder, just clearly trying to cut in. The woman turns, without even removing their hand from Anthelia's waist, rips their throat out with their bare hand, blood splattering across both of them. You see Anthelia smile, almost swooning, as the blood sinks into her skin, her eyes rolling back as she is swung through the floor. It's almost as if everyone takes that as a cue to join the dance, writhing together, moving, swinging through the floor, almost kicking the body as it rolls. It comes to a stop in front of you all.
Just
Go ahead. I was gonna kneel down and look at the teeth. That's
Teeth
what
are
I'm
pretty
gonna
rotten. Teeth are pretty rotten. There's maybe like 4 or 5.
do. Not worth my time. And then I
Yeah.
stand up.
You stand back up. Phaestra?
I want to like lift him up. Is he a smaller man? Because I'm kind of big.
He is very like twig-like, so yeah, you can lift him up very easily.
I lift him up and like I grab my goblet and I'm holding this like far too large goblet of wine. And I kind of toss it out and I fill it up with like as much of his blood as I can kind of get as he's slowly bleeding out.
Sure. It's not a virgin's blood, but it'll do in a pinch. And you get a full goblet of blood. You may now heal yourself for D2 if you need to do so, since you have a fresh supply of blood.
It is not for me. I actually am very impressed by this first consort, and I grab the first person I see that doesn't have a partner, and I like waltz myself out on the floor near my cousin, and I present it with my blessing, cousin. I like you.
You swing yourself out. Phaestra, are you swinging one of our team members out or a stranger?
Probably a stranger.
Can you roll me a 1d4?
Yes, I can.
Thank you. Just a d4 so I can determine who's near you.
Three.
You grab what appears to be a very straight-backed man. He is in a long robe flowing to the ground with beautiful snakehead golden symbols across his doublet, and not doublet, his skirts. And as you take his hand, you are a little taller than him and swing him in. Do you lead?
Yes. Because I'm trying to get there quickly and I don't have time for shenanigans.
You swing him over to Anthelia, and she tosses back her head and laughs as she grabs the goblet. And you hear an, "Allow me," as your partner turns and tips her head back, gently tipping the goblet of blood down as it dribbles down her neck. And he turns to you. "Thank you for giving me an opening." You can see the tall woman, Lalai, as you now know, scowling at him. "Roger, I should have known I'd smell you coming in." Roger smiles. It is sinful to bathe. And he winks almost teasingly in a manner. And I've heard the smell of blood and viscera gets the heart pumping. Yes. And now I have to delight with my lovely dance partner, he says to you, Phaestra. And you watch as he almost tantalizingly leads you away from the couple. And you can feel Anthelia's eyes following you. Hungrily.
What is the meaning of this?
Well, you gave me the opening I was looking for. Roger.
Pleased.
And he takes your hand and puts it onto his forehead as he spins you across the floor. May the blessings of the Basilisk Eye be upon you and your house. So mote it be. And he puts his hand down, and he's going to continue dancing with you, but he's going to take you farther from Anthelia, but never out of eyeshot.
As I have him in front of me, I want to kind of like look him over, see if I get like a sense of anything that's out of place.
Interesting. And so that's your intention. I'm going to ask for a few more intentions as we do this, so this will all happen at the same time. What are the three of you doing while you are being swept off your feet by the very tall and gaunt Roger?
I'm looking for the other lovers.
The other lovers?
Potential lovers.
Yeah, seeing that display, it's like, okay, we have two. We're looking for two more.
Two are in. So
it's
you,
like,
you now have
I'm
found
looking
Lalai
around.
and Roger.
Who's watching? Who's watching these two dances?
Everyone.
While they look for it, I will offer my hand to Graft and be like, "Do you want to join the dance floor?"
I would love to.
Awesome. And Harmug would drag the good doctor to the dance floor. Now this would be Harmug's first time at a ball. Does not know how to dance. Does what basically is a break dance in this beautiful hall. But you know what? Harmug doesn't care. And Harmug is doing the break dance in front of the good doctor while also trying to look for the other lovers.
Okay.
And also trying to get attention so that maybe the other lovers will come and like figure out what the fuck you're doing.
What the fuck
That's
is
great.
this?
What the fuck is this? But yes,
like it.
doing the worm now.
You're doing the worm on the dance floor.
Exactly.
Everyone looks at you. What kind of disgusting, filthy crawler is that? We love it! So, Grift, how are you dancing with this?
I mean, I feel like this takes a graph back first. This is like, oh, this was not what I was expecting. But you know what? If you can't beat him, join him. And definitely, she is definitely more graceful. And has like more of a, could you say, surgical precision. With the various breakdance moves that she also employs as well. Maybe not the worm, but I don't even know. Something with lots of spins. That's the vibe I'm getting right now.
Yeah.
Spins. It feels very much like a apocalyptic rave.
Yep.
I don't know. Get a glow stick up in there. All right.
Yes.
I am going to. Actually, we have. Okay. I want you two to roll me a presence check each to see if you catch eyes, which I think is what you are intending. And then Alton, you're looking around, so I'm going to need a presence check from you too.
Yep.
Everyone
look at
presence
that
check.
18.
Phaestra, you're doing something special. Okay, we got.
Ooh.
Ooh, these are
Oh, the
high.
19 though.
Jesus. Everyone's doing a presence check. Fantastic. All right, Graft, you are a little more diminutive next to Harmug's full worm. Harmy, my friend, as you are doing the worm, see a pair of furred boots, large boots, walk over to you, and you are immediately hit with a musky smell. You look up and realize you see a pair of bare feet hanging down, and your eyes travel farther and Graft, you turn as you realize there is a hulking tall person standing in front of Harmug with a bear's pelt resting on top of their head. They are covered in tattoos. And they look down. What on earth is this? How do I become a participant?
I will gladly stand up and sort of almost reach out for the tattoos, but then like pull back a little bit because Harmag has no chill. And we'll be like, I could teach you how to dance in this manner if you want.
I wish not to do the worm and crawl, but a more large creature sort of, it's like the bear, and he's going to raise up his hands and do kind of a strange, very lumbering, very awkward, but fully invested in it.
Harmag,
sort of, yeah.
Harmag totally joins and encourages and goes, "What is your name, big tattooed one?" Bear.
Godswick. They call me
Godswick?
Godswick, but you may call me Wick.
Very nice, Wick. This might seem strange of a question, but can I see your teeth?
Huh. You have heard of my exploits then, and they smile, and you see that all of their teeth have been implanted with different kinds of animal teeth in a gnarled grin.
Very nice. Very well done. Do you still have any of your originals?
Of course, and he takes out a sack of teeth.
That is amazing. I think I found one. I think I found the one, guys. And I look at Graham.
I mean, he's certainly got style. I like the work that you've gotten done. That's never seen anything like it.
Thank you. Many visits to the outer wilds. Many visits to the ones who know the snarling and the crawling. Many, much blood, things, battles, wars won.
Do you have a teeth person by any chance? Can I be your teeth person?
Teeth person, in what sense? You will give me your teeth?
No, I will hold on to the teeth and help you with handling of teeth. And
And he jingles the teeth and he puts them back in his pocket. No, my clever friend, we have only just met. To be given the teeth is a great honor.
that
It's
is
a
correct.
great honor.
It is definitely a great. I'm so glad I've met someone who understands teeth. I am a teeth connoisseur myself, and I pull out like my little notebook that has like teeth jewelry designs. What do you think of this?
I think if I had enough money left, I should buy the stock. But alas, I am rich in friendship and poor in wallet.
I will gladly accept your friendship for one jewelry, if that is okay.
Of course, I receive unto me the jewelry.
I will give you a very nice big ring, and it is a wisdom tooth of a very lovely lady that died a couple of years ago, and I had to get that wisdom tooth because it was just gorgeous. And I would quietly slip it onto his ring finger.
It doesn't
There.
fit. His hands are too big.
What about his pinky?
Fits.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Put it on his pinky.
As you are doing that, so you are all talking to this person, getting to know this person. We're going to move jewelry. This chat, the Doom chat is alive tonight. We are
Whoa,
going to,
great!
as people are spinning and swirling around you, some of them moving with that strange jerky manner they are adapting. We are going to move over to Phaestra, swinging about. What did you ask him?
I'm like kind of just sort of trying to sum up like his vibe. Like he's
Right.
here to see my cousin, not me. So the fact that he's trying to swoosh me away, in my head I'm like, what are your intentions here?
I think
What is
that
this?
cast presence is wise, and you have rolled a 19. By the way that you notice his eyes keep darting over to Anthelia, you can feel yourself being used. You can feel it, and you get the sense he knows exactly who you are. And as you look, he is pristine in every way, and it seems in the corner of her pocket you notice a beautiful, deep red silk peeking out. As if he didn't tuck something the most fully away into his pocket. Tell me your name. So thank you. I must thank the person who gave me this opportunity.
You don't know my name. You interrupt me so rudely and you don't know my name.
My deepest apologies. I would never assume. I just take the opportunities the Lord has given me.
Religious too. You're such a delight.
It may not be the most exciting, but it is the right way. After all, every prophecy there who has spoke has come true, has it not? You are not an unbeliever, after all that has happened.
No, I believe in quite a lot. I also believe you are mistaken in asking me to dance when you are here, clearly to impress my cousin.
Oh, my dear. You pulled me into the dance.
Yes, well... Forgive me, this grows tiresome. And I want to try to, like, snatch that silk that's sticking out of his pocket, like, on my way off the dance floor.
Okay. Yes! Yes, you may. You may roll me, my sweet friend. Are you trying to hide that you're doing this, or are you grabbing it and are you running?
He's too smooth for his own good, so I think I'm trying to just kind of pull it and go, but not like... I'm trying to be stealthy about it. I'm trying to be sneaky.
Okay.
I don't want him to know.
To be sneaky.
Yeah, because it looks like he's been sloppy, and I want to
Sloppy.
exploit
Yes, that's a smart move. You're going to roll me an agility test, please.
Yo.
Holy shit.
RNG
Holy
Jesus loves me
shit.
tonight, y'all.
Snake Jesus loves you. You rolled a 19 on this agility check. The second 19 in a row. My God, you're all making it out alive. You slip. You definitely move in almost as if to finish the dance. And as he spins you out, you wind your hand around this silk and pull and pull and pull. And you flutter away with this red flag and end up moving smoothly away, holding this red piece of cloth to you. And do you look at it? Do you take the time to look at it now? You are in the middle of the dance floor in public.
No,
It is light red.
I keep moving. I like just kind of hide it among my other silky things that are all over me. I have all these scarves. So I just kind of like tuck it like up underneath one of my little like low hanging boobies. And I keep like moving off the dance floor to get into like a corner, like somewhere where like wallflowers would be, like by a plant or something.
Speaking of that, we're gonna really pivot. As you spin away, the red flutters through, and the red is so brilliant and bold in the middle of all this pale, pallid gray. But it is not the only red in the room, as it's almost as if another flash triggers attention as the camera moves through the people over to where Elton sits. And you hear the sound of wheels behind you as someone rolls to a stop. You see a young man in a wheelchair. His dreads are held back by a gold band, and he has a book in his hand and what appears to be a bouquet of flowers, fresh, laid across his lap.
A book of poetry, perhaps?
He blushes. Yes. I like to write my thoughts sometimes, and it is comforting to hold on to it.
You know, my cousin is quite fond. Perhaps you can test some on me, and I'll tell you which ones she'll like.
Oh, I couldn't possibly do that, ma'am. Not with someone I have no intentions towards.
My cousin?
You, ma'am. I wouldn't want to be rude and assume anything. I wouldn't want to read you something rude that would offend you or hurt you. I can be quite passionate in my writing.
Why, isn't that a perfectly good reason to be sure that my cousin won't be insulted when you read them to her?
Okay, presence test. Okay, Alton. Oh.
No, for those of you at home,
Tragic.
that's a 6.
He looks down at the book and looks back up at you. Again, it's private and personal. I would be embarrassed. I'm afraid you seem like quite the elegant lady. I would feel provincial by comparison. Besides, it is all about blood and severing and organ and tongue and heart.
Tongues, you say?
Well, yes, that is how we speak.
Well, I'm certainly flattered that you'd think that little old me would be so terribly impacted. Now tell me, what is it of my cousin you admire most?
She has a poet's soul. She is beautiful like the stars, and her voice is like music, and to lie in her arms would be a worthy way to die.
Well, perhaps you'll get your wish.
And he smiles, and he's been blushing this whole time, and he nods and turns away. And Phaestra, as you spin out, that's what you see. And that is when a roar echoes from across the floor. And you all turn as you hear the sound of screaming. As the music grinds to a halt. As a large, white, mottled bear rips the head off of one of the musicians with a bellow, a broken chain across its neck. And that is where we're going to stop for a moment and have our break. When we come back, there's a bear in the ballroom. What are we going to do? Everybody, we're going to come back in 5 minutes. So please, please, please stick around, see what happens. Really, at this point, the murderer could be anybody. Right?
Not me.
So, not me. Or is it me? We still have
I'm
to
just
kill
enjoying
Harmon.
my teeth. I'm having fun here.
I know.
Collecting
It's like a
teeth.
separate mission.
You're all collecting teeth. You're all trying to figure out who the murderer is. We'll find out what happens. Remember, everybody, doom, 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 doom. Please come back after break to see what happens. We have around an hour left. Will they get mauled by a bear, or will they be able to help Athelia find true love? Stick around. Take us to break, Hoop. Hey everybody, Scream anew, you almighty doomed, and welcome back to the second act of the Consort Crawl, a Merkborg actual play, part of the Four-Faced Oracle series. I am Fleet, your Four-Faced Oracle. We are 10 months away from the end of the world. Merkborg is a game that is dark, gruesome, horrifically horror-driven. It's full of bad shit. It is heavy metal. It is medieval. It is the apocalypse. We have been dancing, partying, doing what you do, stealing things from sketchy men when a bear has burst into the ballroom. Folks, it's time to roll initiative.
Awesome.
Let's go.
How does one roll initiative in this thing?
All right, folks, here's how you roll
no.
initiative in Merkborg. When you roll initiative, what you are doing I do not roll. As a reminder to everybody in Mork, when we do initiative, you guys are going to roll a d6.
Where is the clickety thing?
Under the violence tab.
I'm gonna
I
need
see.
one person to roll. Yeah, no, I mean everyone to roll a d6.
Oh my god, is everyone gonna roll a 1?
Oh, look, girl!
Hey, Armag.
Armag for the win! On the teeth!
That's an 8! Fantastic. So, that's your personal initiative.
Oh.
Actually, everyone rolled a good initiative. So we got 1, 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 we got 8. Armag, you are absolutely first in the order.
Awesome.
However, we got a 1, we got a 1, we got a 2 minus 1. We got Alton and Graft, because Alton is going to be after, and then Graft and Vestra. Can you both tell me what your score is for agility?
+0.
You're
Also
both plus 0.
Yeah.
Okay, my god. Can you both roll me a d4?
Okay.
Jesus. It's a 1. That's a 2. That's a 2. Both of you
Oh
roll
my
me a
gosh.
d20. Both of you roll me a fucking d20. You tied again. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna screech. 3. Thank you,
There
guys.
we
You
go.
rolled a 3. I
You
have to
almost
go.
rolled onto that 3.
I was literally about to make you be like, just rock, paper, scissors, shoot at this point. Like, I can't. All right, so
So
we are
funny.
then going to go Raft and then Fistra. All right, Parmug, you watch as this huge creature, this bulking, shaggy, icy-looking monstrosity barrels through the crowd, ripping people asunder. You see there are thick, long claws extending as it stands on all fours, and you hear an bellowing roar, in the flickering candlelight. And you specifically, Harmug, you all notice that instead of the long, jagged teeth you would expect, the teeth are flat. Not good for tearing, but good for the long, slow chewing. Harmug, what would you like to fucking do? What the fuck are you gonna do?
I am going to throw a rock at it, but also take my small but vicious dog to nip at the heels so that it would fall. It would fall down on its back, because that's what we know Chihuahuas can do. They will nip at your heels and you would fall down.
So it's on 4 legs.
Oh, is it on 4 legs?
It's on 4s. It's on 4s. Yeah, it's a bear.
Okay. Let's
Choose
see
a
what-
bear.
I don't need that. Well, I guess I'm just gonna throw something at it. I'm going to sling at it. That's what I'm gonna do. It's the only thing I have to do. I'm going to grab one of the. Am I able to find like a sharp object around?
Yeah, everyone's wearing weapons.
Awesome. I'm just gonna grab a random sharp dart, and I'm just gonna sling at it to go straight for its eyes, if it'll do that.
Okay.
And I'm gonna roll my attack.
Yes, please. So, as a reminder for attacks, you are going to be doing a range check. So that's going to be a presence with a difficulty rating of 12. So
Okay.
roll me a presence check.
Roll a presence check first.
Just a presence check.
Cool. I got a 16.
All right. You take. What are you using to sling at? Are you using your hands or are you using a piece
My
of cloth?
sling
Your
that
sling?
I have,
All
yeah.
right. Great. You take your sling and you are going to take the dart and you are going to whip it through the air and let it out. Let it fling out from it as you watch this thing move past heads, move through this opening as you react quickly, and you watch as it pierces it through the eye. I'm not going to describe in detail because eyes are my trigger, but you got it. You're going to do D4 damage, so roll me a D4 for damage.
Okie dokie.
And
Just
it
a
is
normal
now going to be, it's harder to see now, so it's actually, you see it moving a little warily.
Why? There we go. It is a 1, I believe.
All right. It rears back for a moment, and it just seems more annoyed. It lands with a huff, and you watch as it turns towards you and lets out another bellowing roar through its blunt teeth, and you can almost smell the rancid breath as it lurches towards you. It charges, and it... One moment. I have a lot of things saved on here, folks. Don't be like me. Get sticky
Worries,
notes.
no worries. I'm like that.
You watch as it comes barreling towards you, claws held up as it is going to take a swing, trying to dig into your guts to rip them out towards it.
Awesome.
All right, I am going to need you to roll me an agility test, please.
15.
You managed to dodge backwards. You feel the air by your quivering underbelly where the claws shear past. You can feel the force of it, and you knew that would have probably killed you. All right. It is going to be the end of its turn as it focuses on you for now. The Chihuahua is barking madly as if to say, back off, I am the alpha. Not understanding there is a bear in front of it. All right.
Exactly.
We are going to move towards Alton. It is your turn.
All
What
right.
would you like to do?
Well, I'd like to get between myself and, well, wait, no. Words. My cousin and the bear. And I will take out a staff that I've clipped onto my belt, telescope it open, and give that bear a good hard whack.
All right. You move towards to insert yourself between the bear and your cousin. In fact, you see your cousin is watching it intently, and you interpose yourself, and she flinches away. The large woman who's next to her, almost positioning her behind. All right, and you are going to whack the bear with your telescope. So that's a melee attack. Roll me strength.
My God, that's a hard
Here. You take the telescope and you use both hands to try and swing into it, but the way that it keeps turning to look at Harmug and move towards Harmug, it moves too quick for you to get a good blow on. You actually get it in the hind leg where it just hits into flesh and does no damage. And you do that, you watch as its nose springs into the air. You see it sniffing, and its head turns, and you can see it kind of trying to look behind you towards where you know Anthelia is, as if it recognizes the scent. All right, it's going to growl and take a paw step forward as it begins to move hungrily towards Anthelia. Graft, it is now your turn, Doctor!
All right, cool. Seeing how that's going, I think Graft is actually going to turn over to Godswick and to say, if you can manage to subdue that bear, maybe save it, because it is probably one of Anthelia's prized pet's possessions. I think you would be in really good favor with her.
You turn to Godswick and you see he has gone pale, his mouth open. Sylvia! Sylvia's escaped my present!
Oh. No. Okay. Well, if he is...
Would you like to try to persuade him to stop the bear?
Yes, that's what I was trying to do.
All right, you may roll me a presence check.
All right. Come on,
Actually, no.
dice.
You
Oh.
look and he says, yes! Absolutely! A bear is attacking! I, of course, will stop it. That's not a difficult task. That requires a challenge.
Oh, okay.
He's going to turn and sprint off to try and calm the bear. So he's going to join the order. He's going to go after Fester at the bottom of the round. So Godswin has joined the battle. All right. You see him start to sprint forward. Is there anything you would like to do?
I mean, at the very least, to stop the bear from running, now that there is a big distraction that is a large man in the way, I want to see if I can, like, you know, maybe in the commotion, just kind of go back and maybe, like, snip a tendon or two, so it can't like continue running.
Sure. You're gonna go back and try and snip some tendons.
Yep.
You have scissors to show me?
I
Are you
do.
gonna snip those tendons? Your props?
Snip.
It's just
Snip,
why?
snip. Well, these are
Oh.
bandage scissors. You wouldn't use it for this, but you know.
All right. You're going to turn and try and snip. Are you trying to be stealthy?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that.
Okay, so one, I'm going to need a melee check, so it's going to be a strength test.
Oh boy. Okay.
Here we go. Hey,
Ooh,
Graf, you
13?
did it.
Hey, let's go.
You
It was like a 9 too.
slip
Ah.
behind. You slip behind the bear in the commotion, and as you do, you notice something strange. You notice as you move to the back of it, something is wedged into the back of its neck. You notice there is a dagger with a small scrap of fabric lodged in it. And now I'm going to need you. Do you have damage for those scissors?
I mean, it was just like one of the equipment items, so I'm guessing like a D4.
Let me grab. Yeah, D4 sounds about right. I look
Yeah.
at equipment. Yeah, D4 is gonna be it. All right, roll me D4. Snip.
That's a 4.
Wow. Fuck, that's the highest a 4 can be. It's going
Surgical
to...
precision.
Surgical precision. It is going to sag a little bit, and it is dragging one of its hind legs now behind. It's going to have a more difficulty moving than it normally would, and it probably won't be able to run away at all. So you've absolutely nailed it. It doesn't look so good. All right, yeah, it's heaving, it's panting. The dart is quivering. The blood is pooling at the back paw, but it seems starved. But not starving. You know this bear is well fed and taken care of. Like, you can tell. After all, you know when something is desiccated. It's not. But there's something hungry about it. Or angry. All right, we are going to move to Phaestra. What would you like to do?
I want to kind of go in a semicircle around the outside. Like if the bear is here, I want to go like around this whole scene and get to my cousin behind her large and lovely suitor, and just show her this like scrap of fabric that I took. I go and say,
Okay.
Dear cousin, I found this on
What?
Roger. I apologize for his disrespect of you earlier. It was clear he was trying to win me over to win you over, but this belongs to him. And I want to like unfurl it in front of her.
You unfurl it in front of her as this is all going on, ignoring the bear as everyone else's attention is pulled. You take the opportunity to have a private conversation, and it does work. You see that as it unfurls, you can feel metal as you unfurl this. And you see that this red belongs to a veil, and around it is an almost black, silvery diadem with a pointed crown.
I don't know how safe this is for you to put on.
A crimson
It is quite
shroud, you would
beautiful.
call it. And she looks at it and looks up at Phaestra. If you would test it, dear cousin, on perhaps someone in the vicinity, maybe we would find out what it does. I think your gut instinct could be correct, or it could be a gift. But I would so hate to have this ruined any further. This has become quite entertaining. And indeed, Ambelia doesn't look disturbed. She's just watching in interest at this thing.
Yes. I can try it on. Yes, fine. And I
Not
take
you.
off.
Not you. She says, not you.
No.
Anyone else. Pick someone and put it on them and test it out.
Oh. Dear cousin, you've shown me such grace. And for the first time, Phaestra has like a genuine smile as they kind of go off to find someone else to put it on.
Yeah. I think she watches. Not yet. Not yet. And it would be a lonely 10 months is the kind of impression that you two get from each other of like, it would be worse without you than with you. Which is pretty bad. And you now have this crimson shroud with a crown attached of chunky metal.
Okay.
Smelling like ash.
Ooh.
All right. You have this in your hands. Phaestra, you have now shown this. Is there anything else you would like to do?
I think I stay by her side, kind of just looking on until I can learn more. Do I see the scrap of fabric that Graft has
No,
seen?
you're in front of the bear, unfortunately.
Okay.
You don't see that. It's at the back. So if you were to go behind, perhaps that would be something you would observe, but no.
Okay, I stay where I am, just next to her, ready to kind of like fling her behind me if needed. I know she has ample protection, but...
Mm-hmm. And as you do that, Godswin rushes up, hands up. Sylvia, please, this isn't you! This isn't like you! And Godswin is going to try and calm the beast. What's its morale at? Really, I have too many pages in this book! For those who don't know, I am using a source material called Ferritory, which is a side zine that you can get for Merkforge. Both the Red Shroud and this molar bear are included in there. It is a bear with only molars for teeth. Anyway.
It's amazing.
Very teeth-specific game.
It's a very teeth-specific game. Okay.
I am going to grab those molars.
I know you are. I really do know you are. Godsman is going to try and calm the molar bear, but without harming it. However, the molar bear just turns, and it's almost as if it doesn't even see Godswin. It just sort of wobbles. It tries to rear up, but can't because of the cut, and sinks back down. I've actually been playing this wrong. There's a minus D4. We'll just put it into practice further down the line. Anyway, we are going to go back to... No, and as this happens, you watch as Lilai takes Anthelia and scoops her over her shoulder, gives a nod to Phaestra, and moves physically Anthelia back away from the beast and sets her down and checks her over. Alright, so Anthelia is now moved even farther away, so towards the back. We are going back to the top of the order. Harmer.
I'm going to look at my friend with the many teeth. What's his name?
Godswin.
The one with the many teeth on his face?
Godswin.
Okay, cool. I'm going to look at him and it says, do you mind if I try and harm it some more?
I raised Sylvia from a pup. She wouldn't do this.
Well, she's
Doesn't
doing
seem
it
like-
right now.
It doesn't seem like he would be okay with it. You can try and roll a presence check with the difficulty of... Oh, I ripped my boot. A difficulty rating of 16.
Am I allowed to sort of break dance and sweep the leg of this bear so that it falls down on its butt?
It does have one that's off. If you are able to get a very specific one, yes, you can unsettle it enough to sweep it down.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do then. I am going to sweep the leg so that it will be on its back and would give Godswin time to sort of calm it better.
Okay. So in that case, I'm going to need a melee test, a
Okey-dokey.
strength test. Thank you.
7. No, that's a 1. No.
You swing your leg down and you hit into the thick tree trunk of a leg, and you just ricochet right back off. And
Damn
as
it.
you do, you notice that the eyes glance back down towards you, or the one eye, I should say. And as you do that, the bear is going to turn as you start to come up, and it is going to try and swipe you.
Sure.
Because you are continually hitting at it. Actually, the person who did the most damage was Graf, and it's behind it. So it's actually going to...
Oh boy.
Hold on, I need to roll really quick.
I was doing a kind sweep the leg,
I know you were.
but it's okay.
All right.
If it's my
Um,
time
it
to
is-
go, it's my time to
No.
go.
It is going to turn, and it did roll a 4, and it was going to be a 4. It's going to go over towards you, Harmuk. And it is
Fine.
going to... I'm so sorry. It is going to sweep its claws. So it's going to raise up its mighty claw and sweep again at you. I need another agility test.
Okie dokie. That is a 3. Yes. I mean, oh, Harmug is dead. Oh, I'm so sad.
Oh no.
Breaking into
The
Harmug's
channel points. The
soft,
humanity.
quivering belly.
The
So,
pain.
yeah, that's why I was like, 1 is going to be Heck, 2 through 4 are Harmug because of the channel. So, Doom Chat, you have doomed Harmug. Harmug, you feel the claws dig into your soft flesh, your soft organs, and you are going to take, wow, 7 points of damage.
I mean,
that
I
do?
only have 3. So
Got anything, like, any armor to soak that up?
I have I don't even know how to figure that out. I have light armor, so that's 1. What does that mean? Like minus D2? What does that mean?
That means you can roll a d2 and subtract the total number of damage from.
Alright, I guess. I'll just roll a D2.
Yeah, or I think it should let you do a roll d2.
It just says defend. I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means. Roll a d4. Odds it's a 1, evens it's a 2.
Okay.
It's an odd. That's a 1.
Sweet.
So that's gonna be 6 points of damage.
Alright, double damage. I'm dead. Obviously. I only have 3 points.
Yeah.
Can I have some last word to say before I die?
We don't know if you die yet.
Oh, we don't?
You have one more thing to. Something else
Okay.
might happen. We have one more thing to do, and then yes, you may do a parting shot.
All
Everyone
right.
gets a parting shot. You feel the claws dig into your stomach, and you look down and you realize as you bring your hands to the strange wet numbness, you watch as the petal falls to the ground uneaten, and you feel your organs scooped out and brought, and you watch as the molder bear masticates your own intestines, still connected to you, and it lets out a sticky roar, and you see bits of your own blood flake into your face. You are going to roll me a d4.
Okay.
Oh no, it's negative HP. You are not broken, you are dead. So yeah, that is, apologies, that is full death. So you may, what do you do? Well, give me a fine, Harmug, take us away, baby.
As I am dying, as you know, it is roaring at me, I do grab at one of its molars, and on my last strength, try to pull it out. I feel like there's a little bit of adrenaline here. I am dying. There's a grip. I pull that one big molar out, and it's like I'm staring at it as I'm fading away, and I said, at least I got teeth. And I die.
Call with the ring.
I'm gonna let
Just
you
like,
do
God,
a
my
d4
precious.
point of damage for ripping a tooth out of its head.
Wait!
Yes.
Because that is... No, I don't want to do 2 d4s. Just
What?
one d4.
It's fine.
Dang. It's a 3!
Alright, takes 2 points of damage. You rip it free and it lets out a bellow of pain as your hands slick with your own ichor and saliva grabs and digs and rips the tooth from the gum as you fall back, watching your own organs arc over you as you collapse to the ground. You got one fucking tooth. When you go to the ferryman and report to Verhu of your sins, you got motherfucking teeth. Harmug, thank you. Harmug is dead.
Harmug is dead.
And the molar bear is now looking so good. Doom chat, you've doomed Harmug. Alright.
No, I have doomed Harmug because it was my votes that have doomed Harmug. I doomed Harmug. It was all me.
Harmug, as a final act of defiance, died by their own volition.
My choice. Nobody can take it away from me.
Metal
This is metal.
All right, thank you, Harmug. The bear has done its damage. Alton, it is now your turn. You watch as this strange hooded figure collapses, blood splattering, guts flying everywhere. What are you going to do?
Do I see the thing on the back of the neck? Because
No,
I
you
hit
would-
it on like the hind. Okay, I'm gonna
Yes,
try
in
to.
that case, positioning wise, the way I worded it, yes, you would.
Okay. I'm going to try to climb the bear, but first, I'm going to blow my horn. So I have a horn of the, I'm going to pronounce this wrong, Schleswig Lords. I can release a blast from this old trumpet, and one creature makes their non-combat test an automatic success. And I don't know if climbing counts as combat.
I mean, does not count as combat. It's
Hey.
just climbing. What does it sound like when you blow the horn of Schleswig? Schleswig.
It looks like it should be tinny and nonsense, but it actually is quite robust.
Okay. So you are
It
going to need
fills
to
the
test your
hall.
presence. You're going to test your presence with it.
Absolutely. All right, dice. That is a 19.
Baby, you succeed! The blast fills the hallways, echoing through vaulted ceilings, quivering the windows. The glass is shaking. Bits of light dance and move with this trumpeting blast. Incredible.
Can
What
I
are you
climb
gonna
that
do?
goddamn bear?
You climb up that motherfucking bear. All right, you automatically succeed. You feel the fury of war of your people in your bones, and you swing yourself up onto that bear. You dig your hand into the slick hide, the gnarled, matted creature, and you swing yourself to the top. You are now on the bear.
Do I
What did you
have?
do?
I would like to rip that thing off its back.
All
If I
right,
may.
you take your hand and you rip the dagger out, removing the fabric with it. And the bear immediately calms. It lets out a roar and immediately calms again. Docile
Hold
once
up
more.
the-
You
hold
hold up
up
the
the
dagger in your
thing.
hand. You can see a bit of fabric on it, just plunged in as well.
Is it colored or is it just like beige as everything else is?
It's completely faded.
Does it have any insignia on it at all?
It does. You recognize the insignia of Anthelia. You recognize her heraldry.
I will slide down the bear. Go
the
up.
bear. Godswin's crying and holding onto the bear. I'm so sorry. I can't believe that mean tooth person tried to do that to you. Let me look at it. And just-
I was successful. I didn't try. I got my teeth.
You did. You got the two.
I will step over to my delightful cousin and present to her the dagger and the cloth and say,
Cousin.
why? Oh, Anthelia. And say,
Okay.
dear cousin, something stabbed the bear, drove it mad, and tried to kill you. But you're
Oh.
safe now.
The bear was coming after me. It seemed like it wanted the Oh no. And Anthelia glides over towards Harmug and kneels. What a beautiful thing. So sad. And she gently lays a hand on Harmug's forehead, and you watch as Harmug's body jerks as all the color begins to leach from their body and flood into Anthelia as her eyes roll back and she smiles and comes back. What a waste. And she's going to stand. What's up?
Oh, just truly.
You tried to kill me then, Godswin. And she turns towards the large person. Me? No, not me. I promise you I would never use my precious animal to do that. Absolutely not. I would do it with my bare hands. If anything.
Your
And
bare
Natalia-
hands.
That is, if I wasn't so deeply saddened by the way that my bear has lost their tooth, I'd laugh, but I am brutally upset. And Thalia turns to you all. Well? Are we writing? Go ahead.
I snap my fingers to get the attention of the guards, and I signal at Roger to be brought over.
They do so, and unhand me this instant. I am a vessel of Verhu, as he is brought to you all.
I just wanted to try something on you for a moment. It's for our lovely Anthalia. You don't mind, right?
Oh, if it's for the lovely Anthalia, anything, of course.
I take the silken piece with the
His face
crown.
immediately falls, and he jerks back. No.
I put it on him. If the
starts
guards were
screaming.
holding him,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's trying to fight. He's trying to push back and away, and you approach. No, don't, please. I'm sorry, don't, please. I'm begging you. And you nestle the maroon shroud upon his head. Okay.
Oh,
we are
boy.
using it. You can tell I'm turning pages in here.
We found the imposter.
You watch as it
Brain
tightens
sucks.
and tightens, and you watch as his head begins to bulge, and as it presses in deeper and deeper, and he begins to scream, his eyes bulging out, blood pouring from his mouth, his eyes crying rivers. And then you hear a crunch, and you hold your cup and your glass beneath the blood as it dribbles down his chin as he screams and screams until you hear a crunch, and soon bone is joining that river of blood. And you laugh, and Anthalia giggles and begins to hum next to you, and she cups her hands beneath the blood and drinks deep, letting it dribble down her face ecstatically as his skull is crushed and he crumples back, eyes bulging, and pops into the arms of the guards, mangled and dead.
What a gift! Am I right, my cousin?
Truly a treasure. I feel so warm. There is one suitor gone. And what should we do of the others? And she turns to Alton and Graft. The other one whose poor planning led to this, do you think he tried to kill me?
I think his lack of forbearance could have caused your death. Truly, I don't think he's worthy of you.
Alton, my dear, you always know what to say. You may do with him as you will. Godswin is currently distracted by the bear. His back is to you all.
Does the crown pop out again or anything?
No, it is so deeply wedged into his skull, it's almost melded in. Yeah, it would be very hard to undo it from the viscera, and it wouldn't fit on this man's head.
In that case, I will, did she drink of the goblet that Phaestra, filled for her?
Did Phaestra offer it? She takes it and raises it high and sips a little bit of it and sighs, and yeah, she's drinking it. She gobbles it down very fast.
If I may, cousin.
Of course, and she passes the goblet to you.
I will use the dagger and slit his throat and collect
Right
the
across.
blood in the goblet.
Right from the back,
Oh, yes.
you tangle your hands in his hair. He's a little tall, and as you pull him back to reveal his throat, he doesn't have time to react as you draw the dagger across his strong throat, and you hear the splash of blood as it splatters against the white fur as he convulses for a moment and falls to the ground.
I fill the cup and offer it.
Pick up. She smiles and greedily drinks it all down for herself. It's so hard to be so cold all the time, but this is a lovely gift. Thank you, cousin. And she turns to the rest of you. We have 2 suitors left, and I'd hate to end the ball early. Vet them now. I grow weary. And despair, take it to the menagerie, and she waves it off as the servants take it and lead it away. No animal cruelty, guys. We did it. You saved the bear. Killed the man, saved the bear.
Yeah.
Good job.
Perfect.
Priorities were on.
Yeah.
As one does. Mhm.
You have 2 suitors left. You have Lalai, the bold and brash, the warlord from the Bergen Crypt, and Yelvek, loyal and poetic and sweet and delicate. Not delicate. He's fine. In his beautiful chair. And she waves them both over. Vet them as you will. I must compose myself. And she drifts away, almost idly, followed by more admirers, trying to seek last-minute favor. There's blood everywhere. Guts, viscera. And it's all paling as you watch even a little bit of color sinking into the white, the gray, the empty void that is the screaming endless immortality.
Yelvek.
Yelvek comes up. Yes. How may I help you?
Should you be chosen, please give us all a sampling of your beautiful poetry that the Queen shall enjoy in your presence.
He smiles and he nods over to Alton. If it is to be the final judging, I suppose I must, and I apologize for being rude to you before, my lady. I am embarrassed sometimes. Perhaps they are not the best. And he flips to a page in his book, and he begins to read. Oh boy. Let me get through that. Come on, computer, don't do this.
You can do it, pewter.
Come on, computer!
Please.
We're standing here by the abyss, and the world is in flames. 2 star-crossed lovers reaching out to the beasts with many names. He's the shining and the light, without whom I cannot see, and she is. Insurrection, she is spite, she's the force that made me be. She is nostro dispater, nostra alma mater, she is. We're hiding here inside a dream, and all our doubts are now destroyed. The guidance of the morning stars will lead the way into the void. She's the shining and the light without whom I cannot see. And she is insurrection, and she is spite. She's the force that made me be. She is, and we are falling over the precipice. And he closes the book.
I turn to the large woman and I say,
Lalai.
Lalai. And I say, what is your answer to the poetry? How will you please our cousin in the days till the end?
Poetry can't warm the bed. That's the only answer she gives. And she just sits back. You can feel the confidence radiating off of her.
I look over at Phaestra and say, well, cousin, I think, personally, if anyone is going to look after our dear, dear cousin, it's going to be someone with a strong, sturdy understanding of themselves, and not someone who she'll grow tired of.
I quite agree. Tell me, Lalai, would you employ the methods with a tongue? And I just kind of like give that double entendre to see if her face will react.
I see you're trying to trick her Hamlet style into a reaction. Can you roll me a presence to try and see what's going on? And Dr. Graft, can you also roll me a presence?
I would love to.
Thank you.
Lucky 13.
19.
Unlucky?
Candace recognized it was ghost lyrics! Yeah, I just
So good. So good.
It was, yeah, fucking, of course I'm gonna quote Ghost.
Very
I'm
fucking
gonna
metal.
quote He Is.
Yes, amazing.
I can't write poetry. I'm gonna do the best poet I know. Fucking Papa. The father. Sweet
Yes.
boy. Sweet man.
The best choice. The best choice.
I got
Yes.
soul red. Okay. So let me take a look at these results. These resultsy poo. All right. We are going to get Phaestra is 13 and Graft is 19. Graft. All right, Phaestra, you watch. Her face doesn't really move, and if there's any twitching, any indication, you can't tell.
Okay.
It's like looking at a still pond. Graft. You turn and you recognize the bouquet in Roger's fucking dead. In Yelvek's lap.
Mm-hmm.
A beautiful set of herbs, including a specific flower, a lily of the down, which you know to be medicinal in light doses, but deeply poisonous when inhaled. Sitting on Yelvek's lap.
Graft will just kind of, Judge Eliza's reaction is kind of pan on over to back to Yelvek. She's just been kind of like watching back and seeing the responses and just kind of judging. She'll just kind of look at him and just say, "That's a very beautiful bouquet that you've gotten for, I'm assuming, the lady of the house. Would you mind elaborating on where you might have found such gorgeous flowers?"
Well, I was on my way here, believe it or not, and I ran into a woman on the road. Actually, a lot of the flowers from where I'm from have died. And I felt bad coming empty-handed, so I composed the poem you heard. And she stopped and she asked me if I was to be Anthelia's suitor. An interesting woman. And I said, yes, that is my intent. And she told me it is rude to attend court without a gift, and I do agree. And she gave me these flowers.
I've mostly heard whispers. I haven't necessarily conversed with you. I think this is the first time I've talked with you. But I heard that you have an interest in botany. Is that correct?
Only passing. And again, most of the plants in my area have died. Despite my best efforts.
Well, given any knowledge you might have about botany, do you have any guess for what those flowers might be?
Well, to be perfectly honest, it's hard for me to see without my glasses. With some of these. And he is going to raise them up to his face and he peers through, I would guess some herbs. I would guess a lily of some kind. Although if this isn't native to my region, I would assume it's native to Kyrgyz.
Can I vibe check? Like, if he actually knows or doesn't.
Presence check. How are you trying to tell?
I mean, I just well,
Doom
that's
chat.
bad. It's
Doom
not gonna
chat's
make
going
it.
off about this guy.
But yeah. I mean, I obviously don't see it, but yeah, just kind of looking at his face. I guess even if it's kind of behind a bunch of flowers and herbs at this point. There's any recognition of scent, any like, oh no, this is bad.
You rolled a...
Yeah, that's a 7. It's not gonna make it.
You are not someone who interacts with people a lot. You're more of a body person versus a facial expression person. You can't really tell. It's very difficult for you to... Again, it's just a still pond.
Candace, you're currently muted.
Candace,
Thank
you
you.
are muted, yeah.
No problem.
Can you tell us, what did this woman look like that you met on the road? Who do we thank for such a lovely bouquet?
Well, to be perfectly honest, the woman looked a lot like, and they are going to turn, and they are going to point to Godswin. Who's very dead.
Yeah.
Interesting. What do they smell like?
I'm not entirely sure.
You would give your consort a gift which you have not examined thoroughly yourself, just from a stranger?
Are you trying to intimidate him into smelling them?
I want to know why he hasn't like checked this shit out. Like, if I'm giving one of my partners a gift, like some chocolate or something, I'm not just gonna be like, I think this is good, and then give it to them.
I feel Anthelia cares more for the colors of things than the smells. Am I incorrect?
It isn't for you to presume what the queen wants and does not want. It is for you to be supplicant and give her something worthy of her station.
You seem to know her quite well. Would you be able to smell and tell me if it's appropriate?
It is not for me to do that. It's not proper.
Then I suppose I'll have to present them to her herself, and she can let me know. Although now that they're poisoned, it seems. And he's going to slowly lower them. Perhaps and he's actually going to toss them to the ground. Perhaps it is best that we've had this discussion.
I go to a guard, and I tell them about the interaction that we've just had with this man.
You turn to walk to a guard. And as you turn, Yelpek's jaw unhinges, and he lurches from the chair to try and swallow you whole.
What?
As his skin sloughs off to reveal a snake's face.
Evildoer!
Roger's body twitches on the ground. Alright, I am going to need from Phaestra. Do you get swallowed alive?
Agility?
Yeah, it's gonna be agility. Test your agility, my friends.
11?
You feel acid burn into your spine as you feel teeth sink in, sharp fangs of a serpent. And you are going to be paralyzed as you feel your muscles lock up as darkness overwhelms your vision. You feel your feet lift off the ground as the rest of you see a large snake starting to slough Phaestra back into its throat. Phaestra, you are going to take from me... Oh, that's not right. That's 2d8. That's not what I want. 6 points of damage. Do you have any armor on?
I do have armor on.
Roll to subtract it.
Let's see. It's -2, so that's 4 points that I take.
It's just straight -2.
Yes, I think so. I
Let me go
don't
back.
see
What-
it on here, but I have it on my other
Um,
character sheet.
I think you might be looking at -D2 damage if it's light.
That
So,
might
like,
be what
for
it is.
padded
Yeah.
clothing. Let's do so. Roll a D4. Odds are 1. Evens are 2.
Okay. One.
All right, that's going to be 5 points of damage. What does that do?
So I cry out as I feel this like searing pain in my spine, and I say, "Good cousin," as like my throat just locks up, and everyone can kind of see me just like writhing. One of my eyes goes milky white as I'm trying to kind of like, I'm like frozen in this position, trying to like get away, but to very little avail. My hand is like reached out like a claw.
All right, fantastic. So are you? What does that bring you to? Are you negative or are you 0?
I have 1 more point.
What?
No.
How are you alive? Jesus! Yeah, you convulse as you are lifted into the air, your hand outstretched, as it is in the process of swallowing you whole. And Thelia turns. Cousin! She cries out as she begins to move back towards you all. We're just going to hop back to the top of the order to Alton. What would you like to do?
I would like to first consume the flower petal.
Thank God someone ate that fucking flower petal. You eat the flower. You consumed the anti-death flower petal.
Anti-death flower petal.
God bless you.
Important question though.
Yes.
Is Harmug's petal also still on the ground?
Yes, it is.
I want to grab that too.
You
And
grab the
pluck it.
other petal. You pluck the petal.
yeah, I keep it with me.
You hold on to it.
How close am I to this? Like, is the snake is currently consuming Phaestra, right?
Yes.
Does that mean does it have arms? Do they have arms?
It's
Or is it just a
almost as if
snake?
it has split Yelvac open. So it
Beautiful.
doesn't have any arms. It's just like inside of a twitching carcass.
Fantastic. I'm
And
gonna
it
run up.
smells rancid. Graft, you can tell this person's been dead for a while.
Oh, nice.
That's fine. I would like to shove the flower petal, the one that I took off of Harmug, into Phaestra's mouth.
Phaestra is
And
being
close it.
eaten. Phaestra's being eaten from the head down. Only remember, she's in
Wow.
darkness,
Hers
so
is
you are
top
gonna need to
down.
get her out to feed her.
Yeah, I am incapable of that. I'm go- in
It's
that
a lie.
case. In that case, I will look to the tall woman, Lolai,
Lalai.
and hand her the flower petal, and say, "You are the final one standing. You saved the queen, and you are truly the consort for the end of time." And I, hand them the petal.
Yeah. Lalai nods, and you see she takes a giant broadsword out from her back, made of bone and carved rock. All right. Graft, your turn.
Yeah. This was a turn of events. Yeah, Graft is also going to eat the petal at this point. Because dear lord, was not expecting this. And we have a snake with is his mouth still open?
It's kind of the thing where it gets wider to accommodate something being swallowed.
Exactly.
You see Phaestra's feet, but yes, the mouth is swollen and starting to like swallow her down.
Oh yeah, I mean if it's open, that's really all I need because I just need it to ingest
You gonna
this.
take
Because I have a knife.
tooth? You gonna take a tooth?
No, I'm
Yeah,
not gonna
take one
take a
of those
tooth. But if that mouth is open, that means I can
open.
pour this vial of red poison down there. So I'm gonna
Not
try
only
to do
can you
that.
do that, but your monkeys swing into action, and they they move lightning fast, and they are going to pry the jaws up, and they're screeching at each other as each of them pulls and pulls and pulls, just enough that its lips are pulled back. You can put the poison down its gullet.
Yes. Hold on. What did that even do again? That is toughness DR12 or D10 damage. I'm pouring all 3 doses down there. Like,
Oh
it's just
my
one thing. I'm just pouring
God.
all of it.
So toughness DR12 and then damage. Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm so happy. Oh, that's a 7. I failed. The snake absolutely fails.
All right, cool. So if it's 3 doses, can I do 3d10? Is that how that works?
You can. Yeah, you absolutely
Okay.
can do 3d10
Alright.
damage.
Don't worry, it only targets the intestines, not skin. Vader's gonna be fine. That's 21.
You see the skin, the organs beneath bubble like under the skin as if something is trying to get out. And it bubbles and moves and bubbles. And Fistra, you can smell the scent of something rotting as it hits you, and you realize you are smelling the body breaking down. Its muscles relax enough that you feel yourself slipping back out into the world, and you pop back out covered in some of this red and also some of the spit. Your eyes still milky white. You are looking you are very injured, and you can feel your skin starting to wither. And you watch as this thing rise, and the body is jerking as it sinks to the ground, curls up, and dies. Its eyes rolling back. Lilai looks over at Graft and nods. Save me a step, thank you. But just in case, and is going to take the sword and chop it off at the head.
Always a good idea.
A double tap. That was interesting.
Certainly.
I turn to
Looks
my
like-
cousin.
Mm-hmm.
We found you your suitor, dear cousin.
And Thelia is holding Phaedra's head. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's going to be okay. We are here. You are all right. We will get you the blood you need. And she is going to turn and look up and smile. This is the consort? And
This is the one.
She smiles and stands and holds Lilai's hand, and Lilai confidently swoops an arm around her and holds her close. And then you see a bit of blood trickle down Anthelia's face as Lilai digs a dagger into her gut. Do you remember what you did to all of us? You thought we were gonna let you have one final fuck. And twists the knife. And Anthelia just steps back and looks up. And reaches out almost lovingly. And holds on to Lilai. I don't care about killing, I just want to be warm. And just gently plucks Lilai's head from her body as blood spurts from the neck as the consort's body crumples over to Phaedra. Lilai's eyes are darting around. What? And she gently brings the severed head up and kisses its lips. Thank you all for helping me choose my consort. We will be very happy together. Phaedra, you may use the body to become well again. All I need is the head.
I sort of just like roll like a beached whale like over into the blood and just like swoosh in it for a little minute, and then as I start to kind of like build myself back up. Oh, excuse me. That was a tragedy. Oh. Thank you, dear cousin. I hope you are very happy for the next 10 months or longer. Who knows?
She smiles beatifically. She holds this bloody stump of the head, a bit of the spine dangling out, clumps of meat holding to it as it begins to cry and scream. And she smiles so lovingly and turns to all of you as the blood drips down and fades into her body, saintly. And you look up above at the stained glass window as the world in Kyrgyz continues on. And she spins in a circle with it, the diamonds in her hair sparkling, a smile granting her face, color finally rising up from the depths. Let us all dance to celebrate. And she spins and spins, feet squishing into the organs, swinging her new love around. And you all dance. And that is the end of the Consort Crawl. Thank you all so much for playing with us tonight. We have done it. We have ended before 11, which I find to be very compelling after last time.
Accomplishment.
Everyone, thank you so much for joining in with us for this wild Merkborgian ride into hell. Thank you for watching the Consort Crawl. We're just going to go around one last time and introduce ourselves and where to find us. Let's go backwards. Candace, you want to launch us in?
Hello.
My queen.
I have been Queen Festra. My name is Candace. You can find me online at that Candace Girl on Twitter, at Candace the Magnificent, pretty much everywhere else. Every Monday, you can find me over at 12-Sided Stories doing some Delta Green. On Tuesdays, upcoming, you'll be able to find me on the Book Hound Bounty Hunters podcast, also 12-Sided Stories. And then you can also find me over at Crossroads Games from time to time. So please check any of those places. And if you're going to be at PAX, please come by my panel. It's on Saturday at 4:30 p.m. So just follow me and I will give you all of my information as it comes up. Best table. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
Such a long time.
Eliza, my sweet doomed dead.
Hello. Do not feel bad for me. I chose this. I was the one that voted. All 400 of my points went to voting here because I wanted to die. And I had the really, really great time of choosing teeth and somehow just making that my whole personality. It is great. Thank you for that opportunity. My name is Glyza, they, them. I'm everywhere on the internet as at Classical Glyza. You can find me and all I do by just going to bio.link/Classical Glyza. What else? What else am I doing? Oh, every Tuesdays for about 4 Tuesdays now, I will be running, it's called spies.edu. And it is a totally spies-inspired campaign where I lead a bunch of agents who are just trying to survive college and also become international spies. I have promised romance, I have promised comedy, I have promised betrayal, and I have promised heartbreak. The first episode is up on the VODs, but check us out on Tuesday next week because I love this and my crew is amazing. This is also the first time I am GMing a long-term-ish campaign on stream everywhere, and it's gonna be on Girls Run This World. Other than that, Classical Glyza everywhere on the internet, especially on Twitter, if Twitter survives the next couple of months. I will go down with this ship. I won't put my hands up and surrender, is what I'm saying. Thank you. I am done now. Please.
Absolutely.
Beautiful.
Farah!
Hello! I have been Farah Sarpkaya, always and forever. I played Alton Elmas, she, her, both. You will find me at Farah Kaya basically everywhere from Twitter to Tumblr to Instagram to Facebook, literally. LinkedIn, whatever. You will also find me at Crossroads Games, a whole bunch. Join us. There's a lot of exciting things going on over there. You will find me on Phandalin by Night every Sunday, at Vancouver by Night as well. And you will also find me with Candace in the Bookhounds very, very soon. So follow me everywhere because it's exciting.
And Hack.
It's me, Sir Hecla. she, they. Tonight I played Dr. Graft, and this was so fun. It was so good. I feel like playing a doctor character, even though it's so close to my field of, work and study, it's so different every time I play it in TTRPGs. No two experiences are the same. It's great. But in terms of where you can find me on all social medias at Sir Heckalot, including Twitch. I'm also syncing with Twitter whenever it actually goes out. Instagram, I'm on Itch, I'm on Fiverr, because I do graphic design commissions, stuff like that. And in terms of the TTRPG space, you can find me right back here every other Wednesday, playing Icon with some very lovely people from this community. It's been very wholesome so far. I've liked it a whole lot. Every other Friday, you can catch me over on Neon Lights Roleplay, playing in Cold Hands Warm Hearts, a Frost Maiden campaign. Every other Tuesday, so that's A weeks, B weeks. Every other Tuesday, you can find me back here with Through the Breach, a Weird West campaign. It's a lot of fun. We have a really good time, and it's very creepy. Hoop does a good job of making it creepy. On the 28th, you can see me back here for Threadbare, and every other Thursday on my B weeks, you can catch me on Nat 20 playing in All Hail the Queen, a Tyranny of Dragons campaign. That's about it. Moving back over to our GM.
Everybody, I am Fleet. I have been your four-faced oracle today, and as always, do I have this thing near me so I can do this fun bit that I had planned for the end? I don't, because I can't. Oh, I do. Okay, I'm Fleet. No, I don't. I lied. I have been your four-faced oracle. I do this every month at Lost Caravan RPG. However, you will start to see me pop up with Mork Borg in many other places. I am currently accepting, or I will be accepting applications for the next game of this in December, a fun pirate-themed Mork Borg. Is it Pirate Borg? Is it? We don't know. However, we are going to see some old friends from some older games that maybe will come back to play with us who are no longer living on this earth. You can also keep watch at Girls Run These Worlds, where I am have some cool stuff coming down the pipeline next year, including DuPont Underground, which is the Vampire the Masquerade DC game. And I am also going to be accepting signups for a very Mork Borg Hanukkah, where I am going to be DMing an endless night, 8 days of burning in the Mork Borg world. So if anyone needs a Jew for the holidays to run a campaign, let me know. I'm also going to be publishing My Mother's Kitchen in 2023. Follow me at @Fleet_Dietrich on Twitter, @FleetDietrich on Instagram, @FleetDietrich kinda everywhere. And I'm gonna have a Substack, so if Twitter goes down, which I'm not sure it will, you can also find a link to my Substack and my newsletter there. I mostly will be writing blogs about random shit. Like whatever happened to, like, hair crimping, with the shapes. Where'd that go? I'm gonna try it, and I'm gonna put it in a blog. Thank you all so much for coming. We are going to be raiding now, so stick around. We're gonna be raiding our friends at the High Shelf Collective. And a huge shout out to Hoop for doing all of the amazing work tonight to get captions going and to get us a space. Thank you all so much, and I will see you on the flippity flip. Goodbye!
Bye.